Well, good afternoon, everyone. Wow, that's not the reaction I thought I was going to get. All right, maybe we could try this again. Good afternoon, everyone. Is that a little bit better, Counselor?
A little bit better.
All right, a little bit better. We'll accept it.
We're good.
I want to thank you all for being here today. So far, it's turning out to be, it's a gorgeous day. I was a little bit afraid that we might have gotten some rain dates or some rain today, but I'm sure we've all been out in the rain at some point or another in our military careers. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and get started. My name is Robert Santiago. I'm the Commissioner of Veteran Services here in the great city of Boston. Also a former crew member of the USS Constitution. I was very lucky and honored to have retired off the USS Constitution back in the age of sail. Show you how old I am. So I want to welcome everyone to this year's Armed Forces and Military Spouses Day event here in the city of Boston. As we all know, this year's Memorial Day falls on Monday, May 29th. On Memorial Day, we will pause to remember the sacrifices and service of those who gave all. But this month, the month of May, also honors military spouses on Military Spouse Appreciation Day and all of our military services for Armed Forces Day. So today here in the city of Boston, we have combined both, and it's looking to be a very, very great celebration. We all know that military families know what it means to also serve. Every day, military families, they get up and support their loved ones who are serving our country, standing by them during the arduous operational commitments that our service members endure and the many deployments overseas. They know and they understand the risks as well. Military families are the backbone of our military. You are all the quiet but steady fuel at home that keeps the fire burning. You keep track of military pay, benefits, and use because you know they make a daily difference in your life, in your family's life, and in your service member's life. And when your time as an active serving family comes to an end, you still continue to support your veteran. Serving is just what you do. There is one such organization that is committed to our military and veteran spouses and families here in Boston. That organization is the Blue Star Families of New England. We are proud to partner with them to empower and strengthen our military families who live in our communities, to thrive and connect them with their neighbors, and to continue to create vibrant communities here in the city of Boston. So right now, I would like to call up Jeff Chin, who's the Executive Director, Navy veteran as well, up to the podium to talk a little bit more about the Blue Star families.
Thank you so much, Commissioner, and it's such a pleasure to be here. I am thrilled and honored to join you all today. This is a special occasion for me, not only because I'm here representing Blue Star Families of New England, but also, as Commissioner Santiago said, I am a very proud Navy veteran. This is something that's quite meaningful to me and hopefully to all of you as well. So as was mentioned, I am just honored and thankful that Mayor Wu, the City of Boston, Commissioner Santiago has put together this day to have us acknowledge and be recognized. This is something that is something we take to heart here at Blue Star Families. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Jeff Chin. I am Executive Director for Blue Star Families of New England. Our mission here in New England, as well as nationwide for Blue Star Families, was born out of a recognition that our military families needed a certain level of support and help in navigating this military lifestyle. This is something that we found that there's oftentimes a lack of understanding what military life can mean for our families, in particular our spouses and children and parents who oftentimes have to understand what it takes to have a service member do their job often when they're away from home for an extended period. I first came to know the mission of Blue Star Families when I was deployed to Afghanistan in 2018 for the better part of a year. And my wife and my daughter, up until that point, really understood what military life was for a reservist. When I was called up to active duty and really deployed to a forward area, that is where the reality of what this lifestyle can mean hit home for them and for us. Blue Star Families is dedicated to helping families understand those challenges, to make military life a little bit more fun and certainly something that should be celebrated and something that should be supported. It is my honor to be in this role, both as the director of the local chapter for Blue Star Families, but also as a Navy veteran to really tout the need and the challenges and the wonderful lifestyle that is our military community. So thank you so much for all of your help and support of our families. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me, myself, directly, or my staff if there's anything that we can do to provide support and program and services to all of you who are serving in this wonderful, wonderful community. Next up, I wanted to introduce probably one of the best supporters of our military community, someone that back in the day we actually served in the same Navy unit here in Quincy, Counselor Ed Flynn. So please welcome Ed Flynn.
Thank you, Jeff, and honored to be here with you and to serve with you for a period of time. I want to say thank you to your wonderful organization for bringing military families together. I also want to recognize my friend and fellow shipmate, Commissioner Rob Santiago, who does an incredible job of advocating for and supporting veterans and military families across the city, and the Commissioner's team as well. At the City Council, we're here with Councilor Erin Murphy, who's the chair of the Veterans Military Families Committee, also does a tremendous job. Want to welcome everybody and thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice as well. When a veteran serves, so doesn't the family. And I've had the opportunity to be deployed several times. And I think the hardest part for me when I deployed was when I had the opportunity to come back on leave for 2 weeks, but then going back to Logan Airport to pick up a plane to go back to the Middle East. And it was the most difficult experience, not for me, but for my young son who was 3 years old. So I understand the struggles and concerns military families have, but what I also know is that there are wonderful organizations that also understand and advocate for our military families because they sacrifice so much for our nation and making this a strong nation. But again, honored to be here with Commissioner Santiago in Mayor Wu as well, along with Councilor Murphy. And I think Mayor Wu's team does a tremendous job working to ensure every veteran is heard in the city of Boston. And I also want to recognize our fellow shipmate as well, Commander Farrell from the USS Constitution, who's the commanding officer, along with all the sailors, airmen, soldiers, National Guardsmen, Coast Guard. Great to be with you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Flynn. Now I'm going to introduce, she is the chairperson of the Veterans and Military Affairs at the City Council, Councilor Erin Murphy.
Thank you, Commissioner, and thank you everyone for being here. It's so important to recognize, and sometimes we only do it a couple times a year, so any chance we can get as a nation, as a city, to make sure we uplift your sacrifice, and knowing that organizations like the Blue Star, thank you for all you do. And yesterday I was joining Dan Magoon planting the flags for our mass fallen heroes. There's so many organizations out there, and I know that our city, with the leadership of Commissioner Santiago, connects our veterans and their families with the resources that you've earned. But we definitely, I feel like their job is never ending because there are so many veterans that are just not getting connected to the services that are there for them. So it's something that I promise and do every day to make sure when veterans reach out, if it's housing or any type of benefits that they've earned, making sure that we're connecting them, because our city is a rich city, and Mayor Wu and her team is committed to making sure that we are here for our veterans. So thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you to the families. Council President Flynn said it best, that when someone enlists, the family enlists with you. When you're deployed, your family is deployed with you. So we need to, as a nation, as a city, make sure that we're there for your family. If you're not, you can't be there for them, because you are putting your life on the line for us, and it doesn't go unnoticed by me or many of my colleagues. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilor. Before I go ahead and introduce the mayor, I wanted to also recognize Jose Masso, who is the Chief of Human Services. He's a great advocate of all our neighbors here in the city of Boston, and I'm proud to call him a good friend of mine as well. So, with Mayor Wu at the helm and through her bold, innovative ideas and initiatives, Boston thrives to be a warm and welcoming city for everyone. Our communities recognize and promote the value of life experiences, cultures, languages, races, viewpoints, color, religion, sexual orientation. All these are just a few of what makes our neighborhoods a significantly richer place for everyone to live, visit, and work. We want our military families to know that they have the support of our communities behind them, especially during those challenging times when your family member is away from home. We understand and empathize that military families will need different things at different times and experience different challenges, but one thing remains consistent. Boston remains committed to supporting each and every single one of you. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring up our mayor, who has these innovative ideas, Mayor Michelle Wu.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much to Director Chin as well for your service. Greetings to my colleagues and friends on the City Council and in City Government, Commander Farrell, and all of the service members here today. To all the family members, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for what you do to make our freedoms and our country possible. I want to just lift up the tireless advocacy that is represented by those who are in this space and the organizations that we are proud to partner with. Thank you for serving our service members and Blue Star families. For more than a century, the Blue Star has brought the families of service members closer. It's a symbol of both strength and solidarity, one that honors the sacrifice our service members make each and every day, and one that forges community through the shared understanding of that experience. It recognizes the 100 different ways that a family's life changes when someone we love chooses to risk their life for us, for all of us. And so I want to take a moment to acknowledge all the service members who are here today and all those who aren't, because they're somewhere else, thinking of the people they love here in this space or in this city, the people and the reason they do what they do. Today and every day, we honor not only the sacrifices that our service members make, but the sacrifices that all of the families have made as well. The strength and patience, love and support that make their service possible. It is for you that our service members give so much of themselves, and it is because of you that they are able to. On behalf of the City of Boston, and as a token of the gratitude that we share for all that you've done and all that you continue to do, I'm honored to present a proclamation today and distribute some of our challenge coins to family members as we raise this flag together. Thank you so much for your leadership and for being here.
The City of Boston Proclamation. Whereas, in 1949, President Harry S. Truman established Armed Forces Day to unify individual service days. This celebration derived from the integration of the armed forces under one department, the Department of Defense. And whereas, in 1984, President Ronald Reagan established Military Spouse Appreciation Day for Americans to pause and recognize the military spouses and families who have the greatest impact on our service members' lives. And whereas Boston is home to soldiers, Marines, sailors, airmen, and guardsmen on active duty, reserve, and National Guard status. And whereas service members from Boston have always answered the call to defend our country, from the first shots of the Revolution, the fields of Europe, the marches of Southeast Asia, the deserts of the Middle East, and everywhere around the world, they have been called to serve.
And whereas spouses and families often go unrecognized for the burden of raising a family without their loved one by their side, keeping the light shining bright at home, the unimaginable anxiety of waiting to hear from their spouse while deployed, and maintaining a passionate and unbroken spirit despite how their significant other may return home. And whereas service members and their families continue to sacrifice so much for the safety and security of Boston, the Commonwealth, and the country, now therefore I, Michelle Wu, Mayor of the City of Boston, and in partnership with the Boston City Council, do hereby proclaim this 23rd day of May to be Armed Forces and Military Spouses Day in the City of Boston.
Thank you, Mayor Wu, for recognizing all our armed forces and our military spouses and families as well. Before we continue with the raising of the flag, I also want to acknowledge and recognize the team at Boston Veteran Services. I can't do this alone, and I have a great team that works at Veteran Services that advocates and engages with our veterans and military community. So here today we have the Director of Policy and Outreach, Connor Friend. Director of Burials and Memorial, Darrell Miller. Community Relations Specialist, John Allison, who's also a Coast Guard reservist. Community Relations Specialist, Pilar Delgado, who is moving on and will be going into another department within the City of Boston with the special events, but we have her for a couple more days. Pilar, where are you? Oh, there you are, okay. We have our Transition and Integration Advocate, an Air Force veteran, Latasha White. And lastly, we have Pierre Darius, a U.S. Navy veteran who's one of our Veterans Benefits Specialists. Pierre, where are you? Oh, there he is. All right. I want to thank you all for all the work that you do, your tireless dedication to our veterans. Now, Connor, where are we at?
Yep, right here. All right, everyone, at this time, I'm going to start calling up the service members. If your families want to come up too with y'all when I call your name, please feel free to come up. We'll give the flag a couple cranks, and then you'll step off to the side, and Mayor Wu and Commissioner Santiago will hand some coins out and take a couple pictures. All right. So we'll start with Damage Controlman First Class Murray. Yep, give it a couple cranks. Seaman Apprentice Heinzelman. There's a couple tough ones on here. Damage Controlman Second Class Alizo Ibarra. Mass Communication Specialist Second Class Okerman. Airman Hoy. Hospital Corpsman Second Class Folochio. Petty Officer Third Class Vendracion. Seaman Morris. Specialist McShane. Private First Class Guzman Curtis. Sergeant Monterey. Sergeant First Class Armstrong. Staff Sergeant Pinder. Staff Sergeant Leonard. Staff Sergeant Doremus. Second Lieutenant Denninskirts. Sergeant First Class Ho. Staff Sergeant Yangbi. Boatswain's Mate Third Class Munger. Culinary Specialist First Class Ramirez. Boatswain's Mate Second Class Forward. Boatswain's Mate First Class Baruso. Operations Specialist First Class Senchenski. It's a tough one. Operations Specialist Second Class Ballon. Marine Science Technician Third Class Donovan. Yeoman Third Class Kirk. Technical Sergeant Smith. Technical Sergeant Daly. Technical Sergeant Sanderson. Staff Sergeant Trueblood. Staff Sergeant Ojeda. Senior Airman Crow. All right, we're gonna bring the command teams up to finish up the cranking. So let's, if Commander Farrell would come up with Command Master Sergeant Chief Petty Officer Miles, Lieutenant Colonel Shimko, and Senior Master Sergeant Rivers, and Commander Kars and Master Chief Petty Officer Fullwood. Awesome. Okay. And let's have all other service members, if you all want to come up here, we'll take a nice big picture with everybody, and we'll get you all some coins too, I think. Awesome. So come on up. And all the service members off to the side, if you guys want to come back up too, we'll get a big group picture.
Yeah, they bring everybody up here.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
Hey, Tom.
There's plenty of stage, everyone, so come on, keep coming down.